Of course, the presidential election is not the only one that we're deciding here in North Carolina in a couple of weeks.
Two members of Congress are running to become the state's next attorney general. Dan Bishop is the Republican candidate and Jeff Jackson is the Democrat in this contest. It is the focus of our Commitment 2024 coverage today.
Bill O'Neill joins us now with the story, all new at 5:30.
These two candidates are both lawyers. They have experience in both the North Carolina legislature as well as in the U.S. Congress. Their politics, however, vastly different. Dan Bishop and Jeff Jackson accuse one another of being extremists.
He may seem to be moderate, but his record is radically leftist.
He is one of the most partisan members of Congress. His record speaks for itself.
The conservative group Heritage Action gives Bishop a 96% lifetime score for his voting record in Congress. The liberal group Progressive Punch gives Jeff Jackson a D grade for his voting record in Congress. Jackson isn't leaving his job in Congress willingly.
A group of politicians in North Carolina just redrew my congressional district to take me out.
Jackson says on TikTok that he plans to fight gerrymandering.
That's political corruption, and I've got news for them. I'm running for Attorney General, and I'm going to use that job to go after political corruption.
Jackson has more than 2 million followers on TikTok, a social media platform that he voted against in Congress. And can you explain to the voters here your discrepancy with voting against TikTok and yet using TikTok?
Yeah, the vote was to say that any country can own TikTok except China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And I think that's perfectly fair.
In a Zoom interview with WXII 12 News, Jackson says if elected, he plans to go after the next wave of scammers who use AI, artificial intelligence.
One of the first things that I would do as Attorney General is go to the General Assembly and say, give me the tools to keep North Carolina safe.
I asked the North Carolina Democrat about recent legislation forcing North Carolina sheriffs to work with ICE agents.
I think they should always have the option to work with ICE if that's what they want to do.
Jackson criticizes his opponent's public comments about law enforcement and the government.
He says we should smash the FBI into a million pieces. That's a really weird thing to say. He says a reckoning is coming for our gangster government. That's not the way you talk before you become Attorney General. You get an extremist as Attorney General, that's a nightmare for the whole state.
I'm Congressman Dan Bishop, your nominee to become the first Republican elected Attorney General for North Carolina since Zeb Walzer in 1896.
Dan Bishop did not grant WXII 12 News an interview. He is a staunch supporter of former President Donald Trump. He voted against certifying the 2020 election. But he's best known as the architect of the infamous bathroom bill, HB 2, during his time in the North Carolina legislature. Here at a Trump rally in Wilmington, Bishop tells supporters about the challenge he faces to become North Carolina's first Republican Attorney General in 125 years.
The Democrats and their complicit media will stop at nothing in their thirst for total power.
The latest poll, now more than a month old, shows Jackson with a 7-point lead. However, Jackson says he expects a close race, noting that the past two elections for Attorney General were decided by less than 1 point. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Bill. And we want to let you know WXII reached out to the Bishop campaign several times for an interview during the last 2 months. Today, the campaign offered up a possible one-on-one interview tomorrow at the former president's rally in Greensboro.